Big man thing, yeah? It's your boy Kale, aka your big mama's favorite mate. And I'm here to talk about many people are delusional about the mating options. God damn it! So, Majama, yesterday I was having a convo with my friends. Unacheki. Na kwa hii friend group, kulikuwa na malenga, na kulikuwa na manigro brevs. Unacheki. Exactly, man. Na tulikuwa na hii conversation about, people being delusional about the mating options. Now, most of the Negroes were, are realistic as per, the mating options. And most of the women in the group were not realistic about the mating options in as much as, they are average in looks and everything. And they're not that hot per se. But they were like, oh, we deserve. I believe I manifest this and that. No matter what you guys say, I'm going to get what I want to get. But, I was like, oh, lately I know that most people delusional about their mating options. Not check it. But you see, even in that group, some of the Negroes actually were not realistic about their mating options. So not to come at you because number one, most of them don't have money. And number two, most of them don't have what we call sex appeal. Not to come at you because they are arguing pointedly like, okay, but there's some people who are broke but they're getting the lengas. But you see, I was like, hey, you see, these people are broke and they're getting the lenga. They're one thing we call sex appeal, which you guys do not have. But they were like, no, you can't tell us that, Nini. Everybody has got their own person and everything. I was like, okay, fine. It's okay, whatever you say. But hey, this is my discussion with us, this morning. Most people have come to realize so delusional with their mating options because they believe and they feel like they deserve to have particular peoples in their lives. In as much as they can't get those people on the ground. I'm to be realistic, they can't attain those people. Because now let's talk about the men first, then I'll get to the chiles. You're a man, you've got no sex appeal at all, you've got no money. How are you going to get the beautiful women that you feel or you want? It's quite realistic. It's not a simple ABC or a simple 1 + 1 math that equals to 2. No, because for each and every single thing that you need to get in this love mama you want, you need to earn it and you need to work for it. Now you see the men who don't have money but they're getting the women, they've got the sex appeal. And the money men who don't have sex appeal have the money. Now they have to pay for the coochie and they have to be tricks. And that's why they're getting the women by the end of the day. So there is something to be given out together which you want. Exactly. And if these men who don't have sex appeal and they don't have money want these beautiful women, one thing they need to understand is that the beautiful women have got options. They have the sexy men in their options, they have the handsome, good-looking men in their options, and they have the married men, or rather moneyed men in their options. Exactly. Now you see an average guy who has no sex appeal or money and wants the beautiful women cannot compete in the dating market because of this particular, existence of these, 3 categories of men. So how are you going to get the beautiful women? It's not that easy the way people think. Exactly. I mean, the only time maybe you can get high fish, maybe I could like, okay, fine. I can give this guy a chance because we've connected, maybe personality-wise. But maybe there's a call like, she just wants to deal with you because she wants to deal with you because of particular reasons that we know nothing about. But most of the time, these beautiful women cannot give no average Joe a chance the way you think. Now maybe I can pick a chance na anadoana, maybe the guy kona, sex appeal, charismatic on point, and that is the guy, she wants. But in most scenarios and cases, the beautiful women can just give anybody a chance. You options, zao ziko tight as hell. Exactly. And everyone in life wants to go for the best. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. But you see, some of my boys, they don't have no money, they don't have no sex appeal, but they feel like they need to get these beautiful women. But my biggest question, Jana, to them is like, in as much as you guys feel you want these beautiful women, so far, how many beautiful women pick a chance among kuno in your rotation? And most of them were like, oh, none. Exactly. But they still believe they need to get this kind of people. But you see, my advice for them was this: if you want the beautiful women, the first thing you need to work on, your sex appeal. And number two, if it's all about the money, go get the money then. Because another question I asked them yesterday was like, what are you guys doing to get the money? And they were like, oh, we are just, doing whatever we can, Mose, to get ourselves on top of our games. I'm like, to come at you. But I don't want you guys to be there exactly. The people want the beautiful women, on the level to get them. You want to focus on the money alone and everything, just, let things flow. No, because you'll be using the money to get the women, and that's not the kind of relationships I want to advise you guys to get into. I want you guys to deal with the women who truly desire you on a sexual level, not on a money level, so that you can get some transactional, vanilla sex. No. Exactly, that's my point. But hey, most of these niggas, most of them, just a few were delusional, but most of them were, pragmatic, very realistic, in touch with reality. They knew what they can, or rather what they can get. Exactly, because on Kwashaji evaluate, this is how I look, this is my level of sex appeal. These are the women on my travel, the women I can get, at the moment, and I'd rather stick on my lane. I was like, oh, hey, kudos, good for you guys. Now, coming back to the women, most of them were so delusional. They were like, oh, I'm not going to deal with anybody who is not on my level. But you see, if you see their level, it's a weird level. Not to come at you. They're not there yet. Not check it. Looks wise, they're not there yet. Not check it. Exactly. They're not sexually appealing per se that much. Na wale mwenye, even if they walk out here, mazema wandeza benye maninja wako, maninja kiasi sana watapiga tension vile nafaa. Stuff kama hiyo. Exactly. In as much as some of them were good looking, they were sexy and everything, but the rest of the team, the women who were not, that sexually appealing, not that good looking, they were the ones who were, at this delusional mindset and everything. Because they were like, they deserve, they shall manifest until they get, the sexy hot guys who have money and whom they feel and think they deserve. But you see, kwa grow videos happenigi hivyo, happenigi hivyo. Na pia nilikuwa napitia internet, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at some point, and I saw these two videos that, most of these women were posting about, praying to go so that they can get the women, or rather the men they truly deserve, the married men who are handsome, they're sexy as hell, they look good, they have money, we're going to take care of them and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, and most of the women are sexual, go girl, just, preserve yourself and wait for the best, God shall give you that particular person, stay celibate, blah, blah, blah. And they don't give any other Negro a chance or ever, don't settle for less. But I was like, these women are so delusional, because you see, kwa grow videos yapenigi hivyo. Why was I saying this? Number one, these women who are talking about, getting these particular types of men, I'll see madem mwenye these particular types of men would want, because kama wangekuwa madem mwenye these particular types of men would want, hawangekuwa on the internet wakipost hizi videos. You already wamekuwa kwa dating market, but they're still single. They're still hoping to get these particular types of men. The men on their level hawataki kudeal na hao. Now they want these, top-notch guys. Or see, the top-notch guys, they can't even look their way. That's the problem that we have today with most women who are delusional, who feel like they need to get people who are out of their league. Check it. Because they'll be hoping and praying so hard, and before they realize it will be too late, watakuwa may lose, time and opportunities that could deal with the people whom they truly deserve and who are on their level, hoping to get the people, who are out of the league. Stuff come here. Exactly. And some of these women who've been talking about, getting the people out of the league, if you look at them, number one, looks wise, they're not that good looking. They're not sexually appealing. They're not fit at all. Their personalities are trash. They've got bad attitudes. Check it. Exactly. Now, who wants to deal with that type of a woman? No one. Kuna wenye at least watatolerate your shit because they're getting consistent sex and pussy by the end of the day. But hey, akipata another good option na ako in a position kuigeta, ataigeta na atakuja kupigwa makazi. Unacheki? Exactly. So most men are so pragmatic as a group when it comes to, dealing with the men who are on their level. Kitu kama hiyo. But I've come to realize that most women are way too delusional, most men. Exactly. So ladies, the best you guys can do is so simple and easy. Just, be a little bit realistic and pragmatic. Exactly. Just deal with the people on your level. Exactly. Because if you want the guys, on top of the game, who've got, multiple options and everything, you're going to have to compete And the women are gonna have to compete with, are so fit, they're sexually appealing, they've got, you know, decent or good attitudes, and they know how to play this game. You know, to come here, exactly. But see, most average women, they feel like they deserve the top-notch guys, but you'll never get these top-notch guys. And even if you get the top-notch guys, you can never get anything serious out of them or from them. Itakuwa tu purely, you know, sexual, na maybe udungwe tao moja tao mbili na story imeisha. Witnesses na victims, mnajua shit naongelelea mzee. Na check. Exactly, braves. So guys, think about it, mzee. Think about it. But hey, it's high time people stop being delusional about the mating options. Be realistic with what you can get. No stuff come out. You stop chasing that which is way out of your league. And stick to the basics. Stick to your lane, both men and women. Now check your shit. Exactly, perhaps. Exactly. If consistently you've been dealing with the women you do not want, remember you're the what do we call it? You're the X in this equation. You feel me? Exactly. You're the common thing that these, you know, particular mating options are dealing with. So if you're dealing with, you know, mates whom you're not into, and when you don't find you sexually attractive or appealing, remember you're the common person in the equation. So just go sit down and analyze what ni nini iko ndani yangu yenye inafanya na attract the people that I don't want. Unaona kama hiyo. Eliminate these things, work on yourself, and go get that which you feel you deserve. Because it takes a lot of work. I use it to you on a silver platter. Una stuff kama hiyo, exactly. Because the good-looking men, the sexy men, the married men, ni nini wako nayo? The married men wako na chums. They're getting the women who want the money, the beautiful women. The good-looking men and the sexy men have got what? Sex appeal. And stuff kama hiyo, exactly. Now they're getting the beautiful women who are interested in the good looks and the sexiness in them. Not the average Joes. You're dealing with, you know, average women whom you guys don't want. Because you are average. That's all you're offering. Stuff come here, exactly. But remember, these things can be worked on. You can improve your sex appeal. You can improve your, you know, your looks and everything if you want to. And you can increase your money if you want to. It's all up to you. You improve your sex appeal. You don't get the women who are interested in the sexiness. Good looks, the women are interested in good looks. Money, the women are into the money they're going to be offering by the end of the day. So remember, these things can be changed. Stuff come here, exactly. So if you want to change the women in your tribe, you need to change yourself. Stuff come here, and this applies to the women too. And by the way, to the women, men don't look at very many things. They only care about, you know, how good looking you are. Check it. Fast. Tukishangalia, you know, how good looking you are, then tutaangalia hizo vitu zingine. Check your personality, you know, your behaviors and so, you know, just basic things. Check. So if you're fit, if you can cook, you've got a decent, you know, attitude and personality, you know, we're good to go. I mean, women look at a whole lot of things, but men, you know, look at, you know, fewer things when dealing with women by the end of the day. But hey, my point is this. We need to stop being delusional about our mating options. We need to stick to our lanes. And if we're not contented with the, you know, our mating options, the best we can do is this. Let's just work on ourselves. Let's check. And all shall be well, ladies and gents. It's been a minute, I know, but nimekuja kuangusha content Rusafi. I love to meet up with my fans. Deuces, brass.